So the roller coaster that is Lonzo Ball continues this game, and being a Lonzo fan, being a Lonzo supporter, it's crazy, man. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like a roller coaster ride. The same way roller coaster goes through its highs and its lows. It goes fast, it goes slow. That's what it's like watching Lonzo throughout his career. Like, it's just so disruptive. It's so crazy. One game, Lonzo can score 21 points, shoot 7 threes, look like a fringe all-star. And then the next game, he can look like a straight-up role player or a bum or just completely fooled. Like, I really have no words for Lonzo's performance today. Lonzo finished the game with 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, 2 turnovers, and shot 2 from 11 from the field and 1 from 7 from behind the arc, and shot 0 free throws. Guys, Lonzo literally shot 7 threes the last game to shooting only 1 3. He shot 7 for 10 from 3 to shooting 1 for 7 the next game. This is the problem with Lonzo. This is why Lonzo has fans, because you'll have one game where you see the potential, see he can do it, but for one good game Lonzo has, he'll have a string of 5 horrible ones, just straight trash, where it's like, damn. Like, I consider Lonzo, or just watching Lonzo, the equivalent to somebody being addicted to drugs, like heroin. I've never done heroin, but I've been told that heroin is gives you the strongest high. Heroin or meth gives you the strongest high out of all the drugs. No other high competes with it. That's what it's like watching Lonzo. Lonzo will have a good game. You'll be on a high. You'll be on cloud 9. Then Lonzo will legit fold the next game where it's like, damn, bro. And what I've noticed is, watching Lonzo's career, for the most part, he usually does his biggest bombs on national TV. For whatever reason it is, I don't know if it's the pressure, I don't know, or a coincidence, but if it's a nationally televised game, Lonzo Ball is going to fold. There's no if, ands, or about it. If it's on ESPN or TNT, Lonzo is going to bomb that game for whatever reason. If, hypothetically, let's say Lonzo's played 20 national games. I'm pretty sure it's more, but let's say it's 20 national games. Lonzo Ball has definitely folded 17 out of those 20 national games. It's like that bad, right? Just horrible. It's like, damn, bro. Like, on national TV, I remember the last time he played against LaMelo and he gave us a triple single. I was so pissed, because I'm like, Lonzo, this is why you have haters, right? Because the casual NBA fan, right, they're gonna go on ESPN, they're gonna go on TNT in their home or in the bar or whatever, right? Just watch a game casually, remember Lonzo Ball from UCLA getting drafted number 2, and then see him score 5 points, a triple single, and they're gonna be overhyped, wasn't worth the pick, he's a bum, he's a bust. You know what I mean? Lonzo doesn't do himself any favors when he literally sells these type of games, and it's just trash, right? He went from having an amazing game to just being straight up mediocre. I mean, but that's the thing though, and I've accepted Lonzo Ball for the player he is and not my idea of him, right? Because how many more, he needs another off season, no, what Lonzo needs to do is be consistent, right? He can have a bad game here or there, but he can't just go off for 21 and then the next game give you 5, right? Another thing too, when I was watching this game, right, so far that mid-range pull-up, it's not working, Lonzo. It's not. Lonzo has to be at least in the single-digit realm when it comes to that mid-range game he's got. Because throughout, 11 games, I think he's only scored off that maybe twice. So Lonzo's maybe 2 for 20? It's just bad. It's really, really bad. I see him in the offseason working on that shot, but the thing is, Lonzo has no creativity around the rim. He has no floater game. He has no layup package. It's bad. So when he gets into the pick and roll and he does a little mid-range shot and it's just horrible, I don't know what it is, bro. I get it. The thing is, when you live by the jumper, you die by the jumper. You ever heard the saying, live by the sword, die by the sword? Well, Lonzo lives by his jumper and is die by his jumper. If Lonzo's jumper is not going in, Lonzo is essentially a negative on offense. That's pretty much what he is. He's a negative on offense. If his jumper is off, you're not going to get no type of offense from Lonzo. Absolutely nothing, right? Other players have different things they can fall back on if their jumper's not working. I'll give you an example of Steph Curry, because he played against Steph Curry. Steph Curry didn't just light it up from 3. He was also attacking the rim. Certain players know how to use the rim to their advantage so they don't get blocked or swiped. Lonzo, within 5 years, for whatever reason, has not learned it. He simply has not. So he constantly gets swiped. He has no creativity around the rim, right? So other players can get to the free throw line. They can attack the rim and score that way. Lonzo, if his jumper is off, you're getting no offense from Lonzo. And you've seen it tonight, right? He scored off a fast break and he shot 1 3 out of 7. Like, these are the games where it's just really tough. Now, in Lonzo's defense, his defense is what kind of leaves him on the floor, right? Because he got a few steals, a few deflections. At least Lonzo's going to play on one side of the ball. But to be honest with you, is that all he is? Like, people hate when I say, oh, Lonzo has a 3-and-D skill set repertoire, but that's essentially what it is. If Lonzo isn't shooting threes, all he has is the defense. And his defense is elite, right? Now, Alex Caruso and Lonzo didn't have any answer for Steph Curry, but Steph Curry is literally an MVP candidate. He's literally the best shooter of all time and a top 5 player in the league. So there's only so much you can do with a player like Steph Curry. Like, there's really no answer for Steph Curry, honestly. They did their best, but it's Steph Curry we're talking about. Steph just went over for 40. He dropped 40 on Lonzo and Alex Caruso. Like, there was no answer. It is what it is. But this game, it was just tough to see. It was tough to watch. When Billy Donovan took out the squad for the fourth one, it was clear like the game was over. That's when I just turned it off. I wanted to turn off the game a bit earlier, but I still had hope. Maybe they'll rally in the fourth quarter where they hold the team to like 0 points and they go off for a 30 run, but it's unrealistic. The deficit was just too deep, and the Golden State Warriors are just a superior team. People say their schedule, people say, oh, they played easy teams, oh, they have home court advantage. No, the Warriors are legit. This is the championship team. They're that good. Like, this game early on gave me like that playoff intensity. Like, certain games you can tell it's a regular season game. People are going through their motions. No, this game gave me the atmosphere and the feeling of a playoff intensity. The way it was back and forth, this team will go on a run, that team won't go on a run, until the Golden State Warriors just blew the Bulls out of the water. DeMar DeRozan didn't have a good game. They contained him. Lonzo Ball had a horrible game, right? And this is what happens when you see Lonzo as a third option on offense, right? As just not his role. He can't step up. I've seen him step up before, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. And this is why I call Lonzo Ball the roller coaster, or the drug, right? Because they played the Clippers on Sunday. Lonzo might give you 25. He might give you a triple-double. Who knows? Like, this is like, he's consistent at being inconsistent. He could have a good game followed by a bad game followed by a good game, or he can give you one good game followed by 5 bad games. Like, if Lonzo's jumper is off, you're not going to see good Lonzo, right? He's not going to attack the rim, get to the free throw line, mid-range. He's not going to do none of that, right? And I think in this game, people are learning to value Vooch a bit more. I've been critical on Vooch, but I've also defended him too, right? When Vooch isn't scoring, it's not like he's a super liability, because he's still passing, right? He's still rebounding, right? He's still providing you some, or his gravity on the floor, defenders have to respect him. Without Vooch, they were able to double team DeMar DeRozan as soon as they get the ball, double team DeMar DeRozan. As soon as Zach LaVine, double team Zach LaVine. And the other role players were not able to step up, right? One thing I hate about Lonzo is his passiveness, right? This was the game where Lonzo was supposed to step up, right? Lonzo would get the ball for a 3 and he would give it to Alize Johnson. And it'd be like, bro, what? He would get the ball and he would pass it to Javonte Green, right? When it's like, Lonzo, out of all those players, we talk about basketball IQ and whatever, right? You are a better 3-point shooter than Alize Johnson or Javonte Green. You are a better player overall than those two dudes, right? Why are you giving them the ball? Especially when you've given them the ball and they've been ice cold, right? Why are you? That's like turning down a great shot for an okay shot. The shot DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine gave you was a great shot, and you're passing it off for maybe an okay shot. You have a higher chance of making the shot than those two dudes, yet you're passing them the ball. Like, this is something I noticed in the Pelicans too when he played for the Pelicans. It's that passiveness. I've seen games where the game was close, the Pelicans start losing the lead. He's passing to Josh Hart. He's passing it to bench players. He's passing it to role players. And it's like, okay, bro, you did the pass first thing for a while. It's not working. You need to take the team home. You need to put the team on your back and take it home. I've seen Lonzo do it before, but those times are very, very rare. It's honestly a psychology thing to me, honestly. It's sad to see. But again, I've accepted Lonzo for who he is, he's shown himself to be as a player, right? None of this surprises me, right? Because again, when they play the Clippers, Lonzo could give you a triple-double and the W. Lonzo is still a winning player. He still tries to make the right basketball IQ plays. He plays all NBA level defense, right? And he's a good facilitator, right? Especially on the open break. But he just needs to be consistent. He needs to be able to get some type of offensive package outside of a three-pointer and be consistent, honestly, right? I understand the last few years he had to develop everything he could into his jumper because the Pelicans and playing with LeBron kind of molded him into that 3-and-D role, right? Problem was Lonzo couldn't shoot those early years. So, and Lonzo didn't have an offensive package either. So if Lonzo never developed that three, he wouldn't have gotten that contract he got from the Bulls, which is $20 million, right? And he might low-key, I wouldn't say he would have been out the league, but he would probably be coming off the bench from some other team, right? As like a sixth man to lead the bench unit, honestly. Because if he never developed that three and he was just a complete negative on offense, at least Lonzo, you know he can shoot. He can have bad shooting games. But before, it was like, we don't even know if this guy is offensively even worth being on the floor. So, I don't know, man. Lonzo, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Bad game by Lonzo, but hey, Lonzo can go for a triple-double the next game. It is what it is. I'm also noticing that Lonzo, I don't know if this is part of his regular rotation, but he comes out at the 5-minute mark. Around the 5-minute mark of games, Billy Donovan pulls him out. And most of all the other starters are in the game. I don't know what type of rotation that is, right? Or he'll sub Lonzo out, and then a minute or two later, Lonzo will come back in the game. And I don't know if that's for a breather. I don't know if that's for coach or the assistant's trying to tell him something, but that's something I've also noticed where it's like Lonzo, he'll go to the bench, and then 2 minutes later, he's back in the game. I'm like, what in the, okay, I guess. I don't know, guys. Bad game by Lonzo. If I was to give Lonzo a grade for this game, I'm giving Lonzo a D. Not an A, not a B, not a C. I'm giving Lonzo a D. This was a D grade performance. In fact, it would be an F, but he played as good as defense as you can on the Warriors and on Steph Curry. But this game, I give him a D because he was the third option legitimately this time, and he didn't have no answer. No answer at all. Nothing. He just kind of folded on national television. It's just so embarrassing when it's a nationally televised game. Other people or the mainstream are seeing it, and of course, he's a bust. He's a bum. You're paying Lonzo $20 million for 5 points, and it's like, no, you gotta watch all the like. Lonzo doesn't do him any favors by playing games like this. Honestly, it's actually kind of rough to watch. Another thing too, right? People have been going, oh, Tony Bradley and okay, you've seen Tony Bradley in action, guys. Tony Bradley can do what he can do in limited minutes. Cool, right? Tony Bradley can do what he's not a starting level center. I don't know who needs to hear that. He's not. He's good off the bench in limited minutes. You've seen him try to take the Vooch role, and there's certain things that when he was playing, I was like, yo, we need Vooch, because Vooch is a way better passer. One of the first or earlier turnovers in the game, he tried to pass the ball, I think, to Lonzo, and that pass was way off. I was like, okay, see, this is where we're missing Vooch right now, right? Another thing, too, people know he can't shoot, so he can't grab any attention, any gravity from other players. They're just able to go hard on DeMar DeRozan, go hard on Zach LaVine, and this team didn't have a response or any adjustment to that, honestly. It doesn't help when Lonzo Ball folds too, but at this point, it is what it is. They play the Clippers next. Hopefully, Lonzo can jump back in that game, but it's your boy For All to Envy, guys. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Do you think Lonzo only folds when it's national televised games? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like. It's your boy For All to Envy. Guys, I'm out.